All rise. Regular scheduled meeting of Warren County Commissioners. Mary Bell presiding. Keeps all cell phones off and on vibrate. Please remain standing for the prayer and the pledge of the flag.
I'll call the meeting of the Warren County Board of Commissioners to order. I'll now turn it over to Mr. Brad Hillis for an invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'd like to introduce Pastor Mike Adams of the Shellsport community.
Thank you, Brad. Can we pray together? Our Father, we just pause right now before the meeting starts to give you thanks. We thank you for this country that we live in. God, we know that she's not perfect, but she's by far better than most. We thank you for our state and for our county. And more specifically tonight, we just thank you for this Board of Commissioners and for all that they do, and for all of the men and women that serve this county in whatever capacity that they might serve. We pray that you might bless them an extra measure for their efforts. We know that they all serve with the best interests of the citizens at heart. We thank you for that. We ask you, Lord, that you just look down on us tonight and protect us and watch over us as we return to our homes, and forgive us where we fail you. For it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'll now turn it over to Mr. Scott Kelly for a pledge.
All right, we've got some sharp young men, some Boy Scouts here tonight, and if they can make their way to the podium. They are Wolf Den from pack number 888. Anytime you're ready, guys.
Cub Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Here. Here.
Brad Hillis,
Here.
James Hines,
Here.
Scott Kelly,
Here.
Joanne Lee,
Here.
Gary Martin,
Here.
Kenny Moffitt, Cam Montgomery,
Here.
Casey Owens,
Here.
Gary Prater,
Here.
Chris Rickey,
Here.
Kristen Ross,
Here.
Scott Ruble,
Here.
Tommy Savage,
Here.
Donna Smith, Philip Stout,
Here.
Cole Taylor,
Here.
Lane Wilson.
Here.
All right, now we'll move on to the adoption of our document. I have a motion to adopt the document. Got a motion by Mr. Dodson, second by Mr. Taylor. Any amendments to the document?
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we've got a couple of corrections in the docket tonight. One of those was item 9. Justin should have handed you out a couple of papers that were stapled together, and 2324-C is item 9. That was just omitted from the docket. It wasn't included in the packet. But I would also like to amend the docket. Item 11 was the incorrect amendment, and the second sheet that Justin handed you that was stapled together, the bottom part is the correct amendment for item 11, and I put that form of a motion to amend the document.
Motion to hear second by Mr. Hillis. Any discussion? All those in favor of having that document, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, I also have one. I'd like to move item 12A, special presentation. If you don't care to write under reading of the minutes, 6A, I put that for a motion.
All right, I got a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Got a second by Mr. Stout. Any discussion about this? All in favor of removing 12 to 6A, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. All right, now we're back back on the original docket as it's been amended. All those in favor of adopting our docket, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. We'll now move on to the reading of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written and dispose of the reading.
We have a motion, Mr. Savage, and a second by Mr. Glenn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. We'll move on now to 6A, Mr. Randy England.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and County Court for moving this up to 6A, please. As you guys know, I'm an instructor at the TCAT McMinnville, and we have a lot of students that go through there. We have one student that took our welding program, and he's here tonight, and I'd like to invite him up front here, Jacob Blankenship. Jacob right here, he took our welding program, and he was very successful at it, and he's a well-known nurseryman here in McMinnville as well, and he's using his experience with welding in his nursery business, and that's going good. Now, I had to do that because I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, because when you tell somebody a story, I guess you have to answer for it. Now, I'm going to ask Raymond Rigsby, which was Jacob's instructor, to come right up here. Did you smell a rat?
I smell it.
And with this being said, I've got something to say about this gentleman right here to my left. We'll use Jacob as a scapegoat. I have a resolution expressing appreciation to Raymond Rigsby for his years of service to Warren County, Tennessee, and the Warren County, Tennessee Commission, February 20th, 2024, in the regular session. Whereas the Warren County Commission recognizes, honors, and encourages the extraordinary services of teachers, mentors, and inspirational leaders, and in development and knowledge of skills among our students of any age, in any stage of their lives. And whereas our esteemed friend Raymond Rigsby officially retired January the 3rd, 2024, after serving 14 years as instructor in welding technology at the Tennessee College of Applied Technology. After owning and managing his own welding business based in the Walling community of Tennessee for more than 30 years. Whereas Mr. Rigsby served his country honorably in the U.S. Army in the Vietnam War as he applied his skills with patriotic devotion and assuring the fitness, readiness, and proper maintenance of combat operational vehicles to support America's military mission during the years 1966 to 69. And whereas, after he graduated high school, he enrolled in the Nashville Diesel College, where he studied the most advanced technology in automotive mechanics while supporting his education by working a number of afternoon jobs, and I don't believe this, but including washing dishes. Whereas he was engaged, I should say, as a first-time employee of the locally owned Bowden & Lawson Company in the manufacturing of specialty nursery industrial equipment, thereby promoting local and area economic progress and employment opportunities. And whereas Mr. Rigsby, with the courage, confidence, and work ethic of the American entrepreneurship, established his own business in metal fabrication and welding in the Walling community of White County, and has successfully managed that enterprise for more than 30 years, during which time he freely and generously donated much of his time and material to help his neighbors and strangers, especially the elderly and disadvantaged. Whereas, although he was entitled to an honorable and untroubled retirement, he accepted the duties as instructor in the welding technology at TCAT McMinnville, an obligation he fulfilled with the highest level of professionalism, commitment, and integrity until his recent retirement, during which time he worked tirelessly to train his students not only in the manual and mental discipline of welding, but also in the moral and ethical obligations of good citizenship and American character, And whereas Mr. Rigsby was a role model and inspiration to students by virtue of his exceptional genius in metalworking design and construction, always with total commitment to quality, durability, and service. And whereas he was a driving force and an architect in the creation and the successful operation of the welding program at our Warren County High School, as well as the TCAP program now in Coffee County, creating the skills training advantage that continues to support high-quality employment in our area, with benefits enriching individuals, families, and communities far into the future. And whereas the Tennessee Board of Regents, in a resolution adopted December the 12th, 2023, honored Mr. Rigsby with the highest distinctive and prestigious faculty emeritus designation in recognition of his exemplary service to TCAP. And whereas, in addition to his instructional duties at TCAP, he supported the business and public service community as he offered expertise in repairing and fabricating highly special industrial components not readily available through normal commercial channels. And whereas Mr. Rigsby was one of those extraordinary and gifted teachers who served out a deep professional commitment to the success and well-being of all of his students, and who spared no effort of time to help those students, especially the ones burdened by difficulties and challenges in their personal lives. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Warren County Commission, assembled in regular session this 20th day of February 2024, hereby adopt and spread on its minutes this collective expression of appreciation for the superior dedication and leadership of Raymond Rigsby, whom we recognize and salute as a welder, instructor, and mentor extraordinaire. And I duly adopt this on the 20th day of February. And this was a motion made by myself, Randy England, and Terry Bell has signed this. And we have this proclamation that was signed by Terry. We're going to give this to Raymond at this time. And he has done a much wonderful, wonderful job.
I want to thank every one of you for this. I don't deserve it. I'm just another human being, and I wanted to do a job, and when I start a job, I want to finish it. And most of you know that I've got a health problem that's caused me to stop. I would plan on retiring in April, but I don't think I would have retired when April got here, because I love what I do. I love my students. They're number one in my book. Ruby can tell you that, my wife. But they're number one, she's number two. Well, I take that back, she's number two. And through all these problems that I'm having, she's helping me so much. There's no man can have any better woman. She's been a wife, and now she's a nurse, and I thank her, and I thank every one of you. Thank you, sir.
This body adopted some rules where the public could address them. And I'm going to read you the actual rules that this body's adopted. Members of the public wishing to address the board shall submit a request to the county executive indicating the name, address of the speaker to verify that the speaker is a resident of and/or landowner in Warren County. It shall also include a brief summary of the subject matter upon which the speaker intends to speak. Subject matter that is not germane to an item or items on the agenda will not be allowed. All requests shall be made by the person intending to speak and must be provided to the county executive no later than 10 days prior to the meeting, or they may sign to speak during the meeting after approval of the agenda, which is right now, and until time of public comment, at which time the speaker wishes to address the board. All speakers shall be limited to 3 minutes, and there shall be no more than 2 speakers on a single subject.
Mr. Chairman, circumstances tonight, I'd like to, move that we, for tonight only, that we do the 3-minute rule. Let's extend that to 5 minutes, please. Add 2 minutes to that. I'm gonna put that in form of motion,
Are you guys going to suspend the rules?
just for this tonight only.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? So those individuals will now have 5 minutes to present their case. So if you go back there and sign up, and we'll do our department reports. We'll start out with our elected official reports, finance department.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I would like to call attention that there are 2 months of reports in here. One that we did last month and this month, as well as the budget calendar, for the upcoming budget season. If you have any other questions, I'll do my best to answer at this time.
Move to accept.
I have a motion, Mr. Rubley, got a second by Mr. Johnson. Any questions on the financial department report? Being none, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you. Now we'll move on to the industrial development quarterly report, Ms. Wendy Sneed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. You should have my report that was submitted covering the month of October to December, and I'm here to answer any questions if you have any.
Got a motion by Mr. Stout to adopt, and a second by Mr. Glenn. Anybody have any questions for the budgeting director? Being none, all those in favor of accepting the report, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you. Mr. David Williams, Judicial Commissioner, quarterly report.
Yes, members of the Warren County Commission, you have my quarterly report. If you have any questions, I'll be more than glad to try to answer them.
Motion by Mr. Savage, do I hear a second by Mr. Glenn. Any questions for the judicial report? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the Warren County Health Department quarterly report. Ms. Fox is not able to be here, but Ms. Caitlin Parker is here.
Good evening, my name is Caitlin Parker. I'm here on behalf of my director, Andrea Fox, who's out sick tonight. Everyone should have received her quarterly reports, and I can do my best to answer any questions.
Motion by Mr. Wiltshire, do I hear a second? By Mr. Kelly, anybody have any questions for the Health Department quarterly report? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Passes unanimously. We'll move on to the Warren County Regional Planning Commission report, Mr. Ron Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The report's been submitted. If there's any questions, you present it out, I'll try our best to answer.
Got the motion approved. We got a motion by Mr. Stout, a second by Ms. Owens. Any questions for the planning commission report? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Passes unanimously. We'll move on to the Warren County Sheriff's Office report. Mr. Jackie McLean.
Good evening, everybody. Y'all have my report. Have any questions, I'll try to answer.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Mr. Helton, a second by Mr. Hillis. Any questions about the report? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you.
I think Josh is here. Is Ron Lee, are you going to present him?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The sanitation report was active. If there's any questions, I'll try to answer. If not, I'll leave you off to each of them. To approve.
Motion by Gary Prater, second by Mr. Helton. Anybody have any questions about the sanitation report? Any no question, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? We move on to the Warren County Schools report. Mr. Swallow is not able to be here, but Mike Nance is.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have a copy of the Warren County Schools report from Dr. Swallow. I'll be glad to try to answer any questions at the time.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Mr. Bell, second by Mr. Glenn. Anybody have any questions for the school report? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Passes
Thank you.
Now we'll move on to the Warren County Highway Department report, Mr. Gary Plater.
There's no report submitted. Thank you.
Got a motion by Mr. Ellis. Do I hear a second? Mr. Glenn, all those in
Just
favor?
question. If there's no report to approve, how do we approve it?
We'll always approve. We'll have to ask the county attorney.
Don't ask me.
May I?
County attorney. If there's no report to approve, how do we approve it?
It's really just a formality, approving for the record of the minutes that there was no report. It's inconsequential.
Director Gilliam let us know last time that he'd done this for years. That's what he's always done.
Don't read that.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Yes.
They noted that they weren't opposed. We'll now move on to Warren County Animal Control, Ms. Sherry Brown.
Mr. Chairman, Sherry's not able to be here tonight. She's under the weather. There is a copy of the report in there, and I'll answer any questions that I can.
Any motion to approve? Got a motion by Ms. Casey Owens. Do I hear a second? By Mr. Glenn. Any questions about the animal control report? Yes,
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. We have two animal control reports in the packet, and they are completely in opposition to one another. Can I get an explanation on that?
Yeah, there are updates. Typically, by the time we meet, we've already done a report for the beginning of that month, and depending on how late we meet in the month, we have to do an update in order for it to be accurate.
Okay.
any more questions? Are we approving both reports then, Ms. Lewis?
That's
I didn't make the motion, but.
Yeah, I know, but
another question that I have, Mr. Chairman, is the fact that the original report was the one that was approved in committee, and the report, the secondary that's been submitted, has not been approved in committee yet.
well, that's the reason I asked you which one we approve.
I don't think I made the motion, so
You approving both of them?
I will approve the original that was approved in committee.
The one that is approved in committee. Because I think this one was sent to our office as a correction, that one was false. What was submitted to our office. But the one that actually the committee got was not right.
There's another page out of this day.
So, you still want to approve the original one?
Well, I didn't know since the committee hasn't approved it, I didn't wanna,
Well, the committee approved the original.
yes, but the revised one. I make a motion to approve both reports.
I'll say.
And who?
I'll say.
Bonnie second?
Point of order. Shouldn't she have to remove her motion before, since she already had one on the
You
floor?
have to withdraw your other motion.
Okay, I would like to withdraw my motion to accept the original, report.
All right, we got a motion and a second on the floor. I think we better have the clerk call the roll on this.
Question. So, the one submitted in January, you said it was not correct, is the reason they submitted the one February the 8th.
Yeah.
But it has not went through committee.
Right.
Does it not need to go back through committee and come to full board?
We got the chairman here, I guess, Lonnie can answer that question, when he wants to go through the line.
I really leave that up to the commission to decide, because it's not an issue. We have revisions from time to time on these things, because populations come up and go down within a few days' time, so.
I would
I'll leave that to
recommend,
court.
maybe a motion to table to the next meeting until we can find out which one is correct.
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion.
Second.
Okay, second, Mr. Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, it's taken to the next meeting. We move on to our committee reports, budget and finance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We don't have anything to report at this time, other than Justin has already mentioned there is a copy of the budget calendar in the back. Thank you.
Thank you, building and grounds.
I don't think Governor Brown's got a report. We got a meeting Monday at 4 o'clock, to discuss, a maintenance program, over the air conditioners at the courthouse. Thank you.
Economic and agricultural development.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Agriculture and Economic Development doesn't have anything to report other than the fact that on each one of your desks, there was a copy of the Tennessee Right to Farm Law. Please read it, and when people call you about chicken houses, you'll have an informed answer. Thank you.
All right, education.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We don't have anything to report about that.
Financial management right now has nothing to report. We'll move on to health and welfare.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One thing about both reports, as you can probably tell, our population stays high, fluctuating between 60 and 90 animals, and no end in sight at this time. So I hope that it will go down, but we go through this as cyclical, and it's just one of those bad times of the year. And we are currently looking for a vehicle as well.
Highway and bridge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you know, we run out of salt in the this back in January in the storm. We've got to stock back up on the salt supply. Right now we're doing a little patching and getting ready for the spring and summer mowing. Thank you.
Policy and personnel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Policy and Personnel met on the 8th and on the 15th. We accepted reports from our judicial commissioner and our codes officer, and we'll be voting on a couple of the items that we discussed on the 15th. And also we want to extend sympathy to longtime judicial commissioner Wally McLaren. He passed away last week. And finally, thanks everybody for all the calls and the cards and everything. Thank you.
We'll move on to safety.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The safety has nothing to report at this time.
All right. County Correctional Partnership.
I'd like to start off by saying congratulations to Mr. Bo Ramsey. He will be missed. He retired after, I think, 25 years of service to our county, and we greatly appreciate him and all of his dedication to our county. Total population today is 228, with 6 of them being TDOC. Male population is 176, with 5 of them TDOC. Female 52, with 1 being TDOC. Parole violations is 6, 4 of them male, 2 of them female. We've got a few things on the docket tonight. Line item 3 is a grant for some physical training equipment. We'll get into that later on. Line item number 14 is $160,000 for tower controls. Line item number 20 is regarding the National Guard property. So we'll get into that discussion during that time. Tomorrow, the state will be visiting us. We've got a meeting with Mr. Terry and the sheriff and the state. We're going to be looking at the jail and possibly what it would take to develop a workhouse. And we're going to start exploring those avenues and some other things that we could potentially do with the space. That's all I have at this time.
Legislative Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have nothing to report at this time other than we will be calling a meeting pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you.
Okay. I have one more thing under reports. I want Mr. England to inform me of something at the airport. What's going on?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I didn't we had an airport report tonight or not. When I was a teenager, I remember going to the airport and you could take lessons to learn how to fly. Or you could go out there on Sunday evenings and you could have a flight around town and take a 30-minute flight. Well, that ceased in the early 80s, and it's not happened. Now, a group of people have got together, and as of yesterday, we have a Cessna 182 trainer that was flown in here from Oklahoma yesterday. I've got a picture of it if you want to see it. We have a group of men that has now started Red Baron Aviation. We have 3 flight instructors, and we plan to start on the first day of March. So if you want to learn how to fly an airplane, we're going to have people to do that. You can take a 20-hour course or a 40-hour course. And If you are a pilot and you don't own a plane, but you want to rent one, this is going to be available to rent, or you can schedule for them to take you for a flight. I think it's a great thing for Warren County. I'm very, very excited about it, and we've got a great little airplane. No cost to the county.
That should be an addition to our report. Now we're going to move into public comment. As we get started on public comment, most of the comment I think will address the road closure. Item number 1. We'll start out with Mr. Carroll, Chase Carroll. You got 5 minutes when we get up here and get ready. Mr. Bell, if you would, when he starts his presentation, please.
TV went to sleep.
Good evening. Thank you for your time this evening. My name is Chase Carroll, and my family is petitioning to relocate the dead end of Lynn Road. There is a packet that was set in front of you this evening. You should have also received that packet by email last night. But that goes into further detail than what I'll be covering today. My family owns roughly 70 acres at the end of Lynn Road. The road currently dead ends into the middle of our property, as you can see here on the TV. And we are petitioning to relocate the end of this road as it does not serve any other property owners for this portion of Lynn Road. Some of the issues that we have is currently the Lynn Road does not have a turnaround. It dead ends. It is only 14 foot wide, so that means anyone who travels down that road must trespass on our property to actually leave the neighborhood. When doing so, travelers usually cause damage when turning around on our property. They trespass, and we've also had a few safety concerns with my wife being threatened on 2 different occasions, as well as harassed. She's been told that a young lady like herself should not be outside alone. She's been asked where we store guns in our homes, and has now caused a safety concern for us living at the end of the road. My wife and I are the last residents on the end of Lynn Road, and so we bear the full brunt of anyone who travels down this dead-end road to turn around with no turnaround and has to do so on our property. As you can see here, this is a few examples. This is our driveway, and this is just some recent photos of various vehicles coming around and having to turn around on our property. You can see most of the time they are past the right-of-way and are trespassing on our property. A few examples of a large box truck, a truck in the field. These are some more examples of four-wheelers trespassing, a car driving through the middle of the field. Those bottom images, especially the van, we had a van pull in our driveway, sit there for 30 minutes, taking images of our front door before backing out and leaving the area. So this is not a new issue. I know during the public hearing on January 9th, there's a few concerns that this issue has seemed to arisen as we've lived there. That is not the case. Don Rucker, who is the previous owner of 741 Lynn Road, mentioned that this has always been an issue for the 27 years that he lived there, and constantly had to run people off his property for trespassing, partying, and drug use in his backfield. So it does not seem like an issue unless you live at the end of the road where you do bear the full brunt of all the issues that happen. So we have two solutions to this problem. First, we could fence the entirety of Lynn Road, get our driveways, and provide no turnaround. That way, anybody who drives down that road would have to back out 1,500 feet and then turn around on our neighbor's driveway. We do not want that to happen. We do not want our neighbors to have the same issues that we've been dealing with. So the second alternative is to relocate the dead end of Lynn Road. We will build a turnaround on our expense, and we believe that this is the best solution for all parties involved. Our proposed solution, we will build a turnaround. It will be completely funded by the Carroll family. We will provide all labor, materials, and land for this turnaround. The turnaround will be 100% on our property, and we will also build the turnaround to the satisfaction of Road Superintendent Levy Glenn. I do want to address some concerns from the public hearing on January 9th. Allie Foltz mentioned that she opposed the dead end relocation because the proposed turnaround would be too close to her driveway, since it would be right at the property line. Allie also mentioned that headlights would shine into her house when vehicles turned around. I completely understand and sympathize with Allie because everybody who turns around at the end of the road shines their headlights into my front door. Sarah Northcutt also mentioned that she did not want the turnaround in her driveway. I do want to mention that we are willing to compromise, and so we have updated our proposed solution, and we are actually moving the turnaround further into our property, and we are also willing to add landscaping to block headlights. So you can see on this next slide, this is our proposed solution. On the left-hand side, you see our property line and where our proposed turnaround would be. This on the left-hand side is 50 foot from the property line on the left-hand side and 150 foot inside our property on the right-hand side. You can also see where we are proposing to landscape to block headlights. This would be 100 foot from the Foltz driveway and 250 foot from the Northcutt driveway.
We're on our 5 minute limit. We're going to extend that.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. I'll now call Mr. Rodney Wright.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to be here tonight. My name is Rodney Wright, and I live at 193 Lynn Road. I've lived there since 1973. I've lived there longer than any resident on Lynn Road. It was once a gravel road until just a few years ago when the taxpayers of Warren County paid to have this road paved, not just someone that moved here a few years ago. As far as the traffic, there's always been traffic go in and out Lynn Road. I live the first house on the left, so I get the brunt of all the traffic. I get it all, coming in, going out, and people turn around my driveway too. Vehicles turning around in someone's driveway has never been an issue for any of the residents. And to my knowledge, there's never been any concerns of trespassing or property damage from people using our road. Everyone on this road are neighbors and help each other anytime needed. Again, this has always been a county road, and again, the taxpayers have paid to have this road paved. Not again just someone that moved here a few years ago. This is our road, it's not their road. These people want to take a beautiful county-owned road and turn it into a private driveway. If you have not driven down that road to see for yourself, make no mistake and please understand the Carrolls have already built a fence and erected posts and ready to put up gates to block off the road. There are also some intimidating signs posted on these posts saying private property, dead end, turn around, etc. These signs need to be removed, and we also want the post removed with a 90-degree turn that's facing out toward the road. Also, please be aware that 3 properties that were mentioned are owned with 3 different individuals, not just simply one person. As everyone here is aware, this is the 5th meeting that we've held on this subject. Twice with the Planning Committee and twice with the Highway and Bridge Committee. The first Planning Committee meeting, no residents was there simply because we didn't know about it. We didn't know about the proposal or the meeting. At both the Highway and Bridge Committee meetings, the request was voted down. At the last planning committee meeting, no motion was made, therefore denying the request. Now, here we are again tonight, wasting your time and taxpayers' money to hopefully put this issue to bed. We, the residents of Lynn Road, which are several here present tonight, are opposed to closing any portion of Lynn Road. If these folks are concerned about vehicles turning around their driveway, then a turnaround should be built towards the end of the road on their property past the Morgan Lynn place. There's a wide open field with plenty of space that is owned by the Carrolls. This will prevent vehicles from using their driveway. Closing any portion of this road has nothing to do with improving the safety of our neighborhood. It's strictly self-interest on behalf of the Carroll family. There is absolutely no reason to close any portion of this road. Thank you very much. Are there any questions, concerns, or comments?
Mr. Wright?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your comment. I do have just one quick question. Have you ever had any safety concerns during your time there since, I think, 73?
Yes, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I mean, there's people going in and out that road. They turn around my driveway. They've used everybody's driveway. To my knowledge, there's never been any kind of safety concerns.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I now call this Sally Fultz.
Good evening, commissioners. My name is Allie Fultz. My husband, Zach, my son Hayden, and I have lived at 457 Lynn Road since September of 2014. My grandparents, Dean and Sarah Northcutt, have lived across the road from us since May of 2000. At the time of their moving in, there was nothing at the adjoining property next to them except for a beautiful oak tree and a wide open space. Lots of memories and love have been shared on our properties. For example, my son learned how to ride his bike on that road. We took our engagement photos under that big oak tree with the permission of the previous owners before the Carrolls, the Websters. Also, my beloved family dog is buried in my yard. So I'm asking you today to deny the proposal to shut down our road for the following reasons. First, the inconvenience to the others who live on the road. If you combine just the time that my family has lived on the road, that is 34 years of taxpayer money that has gone into the maintenance of that road. Since I've lived here, the road went from a simple dirt road to a blacktop paved road, which has been perfect for my son to play basketball on. We've had countless children and families to ride side-by-sides, bicycles, four-wheelers, etc. on our road for all these years with no issue because it is safe. We have always felt safe. I've never felt a safety issue. Residents of Warren County can use the road because it's public property. Our road is home to 3 veteran families and 4 local small business owners. We take great pride in where we live and have always supported our community. Secondly, the camaraderie of our neighborhood has always been very strong. I know my neighbors by name and can call them for anything, and most of them I consider family. Several of my neighbors were affected by COVID these past few years or had a surgery. Sometimes cattle or someone's dog gets out and you just need a helping hand. We've always rallied around each other in these situations and can rely on each other. Recently, within the past 4 years, there has been a change on our road. We were deemed as unsafe individuals, and a fence has been installed with parts of it over my property line, mind you, with signs that read, private property, no turnaround, no trespassing, violators will be prosecuted. Several of you commissioners have driven down our road and have seen with your own eyes how intimidating it can be. Our road has never had traffic aside from the residents that live there. Today, there's construction constantly. There are always work trucks, UPS trucks, FedEx trucks, lawn care trucks, etc. driving down our road, most of the time at incredibly high speeds. This fence is right at my driveway, thus forcing any traffic to turn around in my driveway. This is an issue that I've had to deal with in my own way by installing a gate at my driveway, which in turn causes a trickle-down effect for the rest of the road. This proposal has been denied over 3 times now by the road department and commissioners, but we keep revisiting it. The proposal has always been to shut down the road, not for a turnaround. The new proposal for the turnaround would affect my family directly, as it would still force the newly created traffic to turn around in my yard or driveway. This, I feel, would affect the way the entire road runs, not just my house. The residents of Lynn Road have all spoken in protest against both of the proposals to shut down the road and for the turnaround. I speak for the majority here. I ask you kindly not to shut down our road. Do what is right for our community. Remove the gates and fences across the road. It is not private property, it is county taxpayer funded road. Keep Lynn Road open as it always has been for everyone to enjoy. Thank you all for your time and consideration, and I appreciate the support we've gotten so far.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask Ms. Phillips a question, please.
Yes.
What harm would it do to you and your family, your neighbors, if this was closed?
I think that it would, mail carriers, anybody that's coming down, like I said, for the construction workers, that they have had since moving in constantly, it would force them to have to turn around in all of our driveways and shut it
No,
down.
I'm talking about after this proposed 100-foot circle, which would meet the state of Tennessee and the county specs by the roadman. After that was built, what harm would that be to your community?
Because it's in the, where it's at is right in front of my driveway. The proposed turnaround is what we were told.
Well, it shows 50 foot from the property line, and then they start to 100 foot. So it's several feet down there. Probably from your house, it's nearly 300 feet.
Ron, I can help you with that a little. The resolution you've got says 1,400 feet of land road will be closed. Everybody wants to know where the turnaround's gonna be, it's gonna be 1,400 feet. Now, if you want to move it, you have to move the footage that's in the resolution.
Well, I was just going by what they were showing here.
I understand
Your
that.
chairman. But anyway, my biggest question, if it was closed and it was built in a way that a good circle was made there, what harm does that do to you and your family and your neighbors?
Oh, if it's gonna be where it's proposed, it's right at the edge of my driveway, which means it's gonna be right there.
No, it's not. That's not according to that right there. You can see the distance.
That's not our resolution, is that right? That's not our resolution. That's not the resolution that's written up. That right there, this is a revised one. Our resolution that we would be voting on tonight is at 1,400 feet. And if that comes out at the end of her driveway and we vote for that, that means that that's where to go. No matter what that picture shows, what I'm saying, if we vote on that right there tonight, that, am I correct on that? If we vote on that resolution, if 1,400 feet is at the end of her driveway.
Anybody else have another question? We're gonna move on.
I've got a solution.
All right, we're getting that in a minute, so thank you. We're gonna move on now, we're going to the resolution. This is item number 1. Right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a resolution to close a portion of Land Road in Warren County, Tennessee. The recommendation from the Warren County Highway Department Highway and Bridge Committee is to keep the road open and to remove any signs on county property and take the gate down, leave the road open all the way to the end of the property. That's our resolution from the Warren County Highway and Bridge Committee. Thank you.
Now, I would have to have a motion.
I make that motion.
To accept this resolution.
For discussion purposes, I make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Help, do I hear a second?
I second it for discussion.
All right, we have a motion, Ms. Carleen Brown. Now, we're open for discussion.
I think we probably should read what we actually are looking at.
Well,
You want me to do that?
no, I can do it. It's stated before you, it's in your packet. Whereas Warren County, Tennessee maintains a system of many hundreds of miles of roads throughout the county, and whereas a request has been made to close a portion of Land Road, the portion shall consist of the final 1,400 feet of Land Road as listed on the Warren County road list. Whereas the applicant, Steve Carroll, has offered to construct a segment of the roadway at the end of the public road for the purpose of providing an area for vehicles to turn around, and that this turnaround shall be constructed at the applicant's sole expense, and to the satisfaction and approval of the Warren County, Tennessee, and whereas Warren County, Tennessee, by Resolution 13/2023, adopted the provisions of the Tennessee Codes Annotated 5410
216 as the alternate procedure of the closure of the county roads. Now therefore it be resolved by the Warren County Legislative Body of Warren County, Tennessee, meeting in regular session on the 20th day of February 24, that the section 1, that the Warren County, Tennessee hereby authorizes the closure of the section of Lynn Road in Warren County, Tennessee, state section beginning at the final 1,400 feet of Lynn Road. Section 2, that the remaining portion of Lynn Road shall remain open and on the Warren County road list. Section 3, that the authority granted herein shall be permissive upon the county executive of Warren County, Tennessee, and shall be continuity upon the submission of the appropriate plans for the construction of the segment of the roadway for the purpose of providing a turnaround area for traffic on Lynn Road. The design for said turnaround shall be approved by the Warren County executive in writing prior to the beginning of the construction and shall be paid for by the constructed entirely by the applicant Steve Carroll. That failure of the applicant Steve Carroll to submit a plan for the construction and design of the turnaround and or the rejection of the design of the Warren County executive shall each constitute grounds for the modifications and voiding the authorities granted in the resolution. Section 4, the Warren County executive shall have the authority to delegate duties created in this resolution. Section 5, that the resolution shall become effective upon passage the welfare of the county requirement. I so move.
I have a motion in a second. Reading the motion. Any more discussion on this matter? Mr. Al?
Well, I can completely understand, I guess, the Carroll's family and why they would want the end of the road moved, but if they're truly an issue with safety there, I think, I asked the sheriff, how many calls have you been to? If we've got threats of violence or anything of that nature, how many times has the sheriff's department been called out there to resolve this? Because if we're just moving that end of that road right on up to the north cuts, we're just moving that problem on up the road, and that's not fair to any of those other residents. So if there's truly an issue, we need to have the sheriff's department out there, is the way I feel. Again, I think it was stated by maybe one of the residents that there's 3 different parcels of property down there. And Lord forbid something happens to one of the family or there's a split or anything of that nature, but you see it all the time. And for that, I don't think there's anything we can do as a county to prevent a turnaround being put on their property. I can pave as much ground as I want to on my property. I can build a gravel lot on my property. I can do whatever I want to on my property wherever I want to, I believe. And so as far as the turnaround goes, I do not believe that the county has to approve that turnaround as long as it's built on my property. And ultimately, they're turning around in the driveway anyways. So I don't see where we have to approve. If they want to put a circle paved lot right out in front there, there's nothing that we can do about that as long as, the entrance is coming onto the roadway the correct way. But for that reason, the partials, I cannot vote and support this.
More discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to clarify, the motion was made to accept this resolution?
Yes, it was.
Which is to make the turnaround?
Yes. So we're making, you vote yes, you vote to close that section, Lynn Road, is what you vote. You vote no. Mr. Pratchett, if you would come up and explain, I want everybody to explain the right of way that the county has.
Sure. Any public road has right-of-way access on it. It's part of the Warren County road list, including Lynn Road here. So any portion of the public roadway cannot have anything built on it. Ms. Juntley, you're correct, you can build anything you want on your own property, but as you can see in the schematic, this turnaround is dead center in the middle of the road, so it would actually be a construction on the public portion of the roadway. So if it were off somewhere on the private sections of the property, that would be an issue. But the roadway itself has a right-of-way. It's part of state law, and it goes out from the center line on both sides of the road. Certain depths and dimensions based upon the classification of the road. And inside of that roadway, that right-of-way, you can't build anything or put anything or have any kind of obstructions.
Mr. Bradford, So they're willing to use their own property to build this turnaround down in the very beginning. Same amount of ground could be used at the very end of the road. And it would be on their property, and it could come into the county road, and that would be perfectly legal, correct?
As far as legality, yes. You know, I've not actually been on this road myself. I don't know visually what it looks like.
The first gentleman said there was room at the end of the road. The picture looks like it's a wooded area, but trees can be cut. But if they built it at the end of the road, that would solve the turnaround and the damage in their driveway. It wouldn't keep them from coming past their house, but it would solve the problem of the turnaround.
Well, what I can say is if there would be no legal issues with that, that would be something that they could absolutely do as a private right of way.
But right up next to the county, right?
To the end of the private, the end of the public road section, the beginning of the private road, they can build whatever they want at that point.
So there is a solution.
Well, and again, I don't know what's at the end of the road. Could be. I've not been out there.
Mr. Chairman, I do want to make it clear that they are 13 foot on each side of the center of the road. There's 26 foot of right of way right there.
And I think the highway department has just, expressed that they want nothing obstructing that right of way.
You're correct.
Mr. Chairman, where did the 1,400 feet number come from?
That's what they requested.
From property line,
Original request.
where their
Well,
property begins to the end.
Randy England, you were there, right? You measured, and there was some variation of what you thought the end of it was?
Yes, sir. Myself and Brad Hillis, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Hillis went out there, and at the end of the pavement, actually the county is about 41 more feet. Now, did they take that measurement from the end of the pavement and they come this way? If they did, then that shortens up, that changes a lot of things, and I did not find that part out. So, now that's with, we took a survey wheel, me and him did it side by side. There again, I'm not a licensed surveyor, but I'm pretty sure we was within just a couple feet. It couldn't be out very far.
Well, that being said, there's one thing that is exactly true, is the corner of the property that the Fultz is on and the corner of the property that the Carroll owns. Is that correct? We all pretty much agree that'd be correct? That's surveyed, right?
Yeah, she talking about where their property
I'm talking
is.
about the property corner of Carroll and the Fultz on the left.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, they got that, yeah.
What, instead of saying 1,400 feet, we know that's an exact point right there. In fact, most of them are within 1/10,000th of an inch. That clearly shows me the 50-foot and then the 100-foot circle of where this circle's gonna be. 1,400 feet, 1,500 feet, 1,200 feet from the end of the road. Who cares?
Well, the only thing, Mr. Lee, we've got it in the resolution, 1,400, because on our road list, it has measurements on it. And Lee goes by the measurements as to what he can work on, because he can't work on private property. So we have to get a footage off so we can leave the same thing on his road map, so we can still work it out. But Mr.
Chairman, I have a question. Am I allowed to ask Commissioner Prater a question about why the motion failed in committee to actually close this road?
I think that'd be right, yes.
Well, it's one of the best roads in Warren County as far as paving. It hadn't been paved that long. And we just felt like that, you know, take a good county road. It's better than a lot of the roads that a lot of people live on in Warren County. You just don't take a good county road like that and close it to benefit someone else. The road belongs to the county. It belongs to the taxpayers, not any individual. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, on section 3 here, it says that you have to approve any drawing before the construction is made.
Yeah.
So you would be able to not approve it if it looked like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We've got a farm out there too with about a half-mile county road that ends up on private property, and it has been a problem historically, people go down there and throw out garbage, camping in the middle of the night, or just driving to check it out at 2 a.m. So I understand where Mr. Carroll's coming from on that. And could the county not have the Carroll family and all the owners sign a document stating that if any piece of the property was sold, that the road would return to county ownership?
No, that can't happen, because if he does that, it has to be approved by our planning commission now. And that road would have to be brought up to a higher spec than what it is, the state it's in right now. Gary, what is it, 26 foot of pavement?
26 foot of pavement, yeah.
And so much more right of way would have to be given. And that's at the expense of anybody. We're making developers on the planning commission, Mr. Lee and Mr. Glenn, are making developers do it all the time. So that would be counterproductive to what we're trying to do. Any more questions?
Mr. Bill, this resolution is different from the updated proposal. So if we vote, however we vote on the resolution, it's still not addressing his updated proposal of where he wants to put a turnaround. It seems to me that the resolution needs to be correspond with the proposal with all accuracies. But if we vote no to not even allow any kind of closures, I guess it doesn't matter at all. But I just want us to make sure we understand we've got two totally different things here in front of us. A resolution that first started with the idea, and then the Carroll family came back with a different proposal trying to accommodate some of the requests and comments that were made. So I really don't know what the right thing to do here is, but I just want to point out that we do know we've got an updated proposal that's different from the resolution.
Mr. Evans.
I think there's a lot of people here that are trying to understand the Carroll family's point of view, and we all can understand the neighbor's point of view. But to me, our responsibility as commissioners is to look to the future. And years down the road, if this property was to sell for some reason, there's a slim chance that it would all sell to one owner. And you get 2 or 3 different owners down there. If it was to split up, then people would have the ability to try to landlock other people. They'd be coming back to us and we'd be kicking this can again.
They could actually fix the road there.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I just got a comment to what Commissioner Brown here said, but now we're voting on one thing. That's either to leave the road open or close it. That's it. When we pass that, we can address the next issue. One thing that a lot of the commissioners has went out there and drove down through there. I had one call me yesterday and said, man, it's real, there's a gate up down there. There's a gate on the county road. And, we have as Gary said, we have a 13-foot margin from the center of the road over. Now, we don't own it, we just have the right of way for that. And that has got to be open and clear. Now, if they go over 13 foot and 2 inches and put what they want, they can. But that has got to be addressed and taken care of if this body here folks to leave that road open. Am I saying that correct?
Yes, but now you are, it's going to, that turnaround's going to be 1,400 feet this resolution. That's where it's going to be.
Can we amend this?
You can amend it, but you just, you got that authority.
Mr. Chairman, I call for the question and vote on it.
Second. Second by Mr. Taylor. I'll ask the clerk, now all you're voting on is where to stop debate or not. Call for question. All right.
Can you make clear what a no is and what a yes is?
We're just voting
No,
right now.
you're not going to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Yes means you are.
On the question, it can be a voice vote, can it?
As
long as there's no nays.
Did you not say that backwards? Yeah, if you vote yes, that means you're agreeing with no more questions. No means
yes means in discussion.
No means
yes ends discussion, no continues discussion.
Chairman Bell, I do have a question. Have we had all public comment for this?
Yes. All right. Now let's clerk call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Charlie Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy Newman,
Yes.
Steve Glenn,
No.
Stephen Hilton,
Yes.
Brad Hillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
No.
Ron Lee,
No.
Gary Martin,
No.
Cam McDonald,
No.
Casey Owens,
Yes. Sorry, I can't get my microphone out.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
No.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Rubel,
Yes.
Lonnie Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Wayne Wilson.
Yes.
Anyone want to vote?
You got 17 yes, 6 no, so the debate is now over. We're back on the original motion. If you want to amend it, that still gives you the right to amend it. All right,
Wait a minute, what was the vote?
17 to 6.
It's gotta be 2/3. Well, I'm trying to do math in Before we get too far. Yeah, 16.
He can't add.
Well, I wanted to make
He's just
sure.
called there.
That's about to do.
Yeah, what?
All right, now we're back on the original motion.
Mr. Chairman, clarify, a no is to leave the road open.
Yes,
A no vote is to leave the road open.
yes.
A yes vote is to close it. I just want to clarify that for everybody, because we've had a lot of yeses and nos.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an amendment to pull this 1,400 feet number out, because we have no idea where it starts and stops.
Yeah, I know, you're gonna have to give me a measurement because.
Well, it's right here. It's as plain as day right there.
Mr. Chairman, we can't accept that right there as a measurement tonight. We don't need an amendment on this, we need to vote for this. This has
Hey,
been,
wait a minute, we can't have no discussion. You're discussing.
I'm not discussing.
Yes, you are.
You can make your amendment.
Question's been called.
Question's been-
No, not on the amendment. He's trying to make an amendment.
He can make an amendment.
I would like to make an amendment, we remove the 1,400 feet. It has no bearing here. The bearing is the property corners of the Northcutts and the Fultzes and the Carrolls. That should be where our measurements come from. Thank you.
You're wanting to remove that section of the road.
No, I want to remove the 1,400 feet and let the measurements come from exact measurements of surveys. It's obvious right here.
It's been surveyed.
He just wants to remove the wording under section number 1.
That's right.
All right, you don't want no wording under that. Robert, how is that gonna affect, we're gonna have to put in those property lines in there to determine what we're taking off the road now.
Sure, the original measurement of 1,400 feet comes from the original application. This schematic here is something I've not seen before, but you can see that it details the corner beginning at 50 feet from what appears to be the Fultz and Carroll corner. What I would recommend for amendment, if the commission is amenable to this proposal, is to have that the road remain open from the point of the contact of the property boundaries to 50 feet where the 100-foot roundabout is built, and then anything downstream of that is a closed portion of the road.
Is that your amendment, Ron?
That's right.
All right, then, do I hear a second? I got a second from Mr. Hines. All right, we're voting on the amendment. That's what we're voting on. We'll have to have a discussion on the amendment now, because you got a discussion on that.
I mean, a question. Would this have to go back before the Highway and Bridge and the Planning Commission?
Now, this body has the authority.
Just to go ahead and.
So it doesn't matter what any committee is recommended or what they say. This legislative body here has the right to say which way this goes. Where you take this road off the road map and you leave it on. That we're, by state statute, that's their job. So, anybody have any questions on this amendment? Everybody understand what we're voting on? Alright, you're voting on to remove the 1,400 and install, that would be 150 feet from the property line of Alley Fultz.
50 is what I see there.
And then the turnaround's 100.
Correct, to begin the 100-foot circumference turnaround.
50 plus 100.
It'd be 150 foot.
And then beyond that into the Carroll property is closed road.
That's the amendment we're voting on. Any-
Yeah, the turnaround, whose property will it be on?
It'll be on the Carroll family.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if we do that, has that turnaround been approved by what we would want?
No, that turnaround will have to be approved by the planning commission. We'll have to sign off on all drawings.
It says it in here.
Like, yeah, it's in here. It's in there.
Yeah, it actually says here that a drawing would have to be submitted and for approval. And if not done, then it would be null and void.
So we're gonna drag this on another.
Does anybody have any questions about the amendment we're voting on? Christie?
Just for clarity, is this closing, with this new amendment, is this closing any portion of the county road?
Yes.
All right, the amendment's what we got to deal with first. All right, well, if everybody understands what you're doing, you're adding to amend the wording that Ronnie had and remove 1,400 feet. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
No.
Carl Bolden,
No.
Harmony Brown,
No.
Charles Dodson,
No.
Randy England,
No.
Steve Glenn,
Yes.
Stephen Hilton,
No.
Brad Hillis,
No.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Ken Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
No.
Gary Prater,
No.
Chris Rippey,
No.
Christie Ross,
No.
Scott Ruble,
No.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
No.
Philip Stout,
No.
Cole Taylor,
No.
Lane Wilson.
No.
Everyone wants to take a vote.
Seven yes, 16 no. So the amendment fails. We're back on the original resolution, which we're gonna have to call for a question, so there can't be any more discussion. Everybody understand you're voting on the original resolution. If you vote yes, you're voting to remove 1,400 feet from Lynn Road on the road list. If you vote no, you're voting to leave it open. Everybody understand? All right, I'm gonna ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
No.
Carl Bolden,
No.
Charlie Brown,
No.
Charles Dodson,
No.
Randy England,
No.
Steve Glenn,
No.
Stephen Hilton,
No.
Brad Hillis,
No.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Ken Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
No.
Gary Prater,
No.
Chris Rippey,
No.
Christie Ross,
No.
Scott Ruble,
No.
Ronnie Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
No.
Philip Stout,
No.
Cole Taylor,
No.
Lane Wilson.
No.
Everyone want to change their vote?
We got 6 yes and 17 no, so the resolution fails. So we'll move on to resolution number 2.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
would it be too much trouble to ask for a 5-minute recess?
All right, we'll take about a minute.
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Randy Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Hilton,
Yes.
Brad Hillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Tim Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Reapy,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Ronnie Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Ray Wilson.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 2 passes 23 to 0. Item number 3, Mr. Cox.
Mr. Chairman, this is amendment to establish line item for the purchase of physical training equipment for the sheriff's department through TCI grant.
Motion
Got a
approved.
motion, Mr. Helton, a second by Mr. Dodson. Any questions? This is fully grant money. If there ain't no question, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Carly Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Hilton,
Yes.
Brad Hillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Tim Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Reapy,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Blaine Wiltshire.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 3 passes 23 to 0. Item number 4, Mr. Cox.
Mr. Chairman, this is an amendment to correct amendment number GF 22. It had an incorrect function code in it.
Make a motion to.
Got a motion by Mr. Stout, and a second. Got a second by Ms. Donna Smith. Any questions about this correction? If there's none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Carly Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Hilton,
Yes.
Brad Hillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Tim Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Reapy,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Blaine Wiltshire.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 4 passes 23 to 0. We'll move on to item number 5, Mr. Cox.
This is amendment 26 to establish a line item for an archives development grant, 100% grant funding.
Motion
Got a
approved.
motion, Mr. Ruby, a second by Mr. England. Any questions on this grant for the archives? Being none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Michael Brown,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Carly Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Hilton,
Yes. Yes.
Brad Hillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Tim Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Reapy,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Blaine Wiltshire.
Yes.
Anyone want to change your vote? 23 yes.
Item number 5 passes 23 to 0. We'll move on to item number 6, Mr. Cox.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an amendment to appropriate judgment funds that we received from a court case related to animal cruelty to establish a line item for the purchase, or partial line item to establish the purchase of a vehicle for animal control.
Make a motion approved.
You got a motion, Mr. Stout. Do I hear a second? Second, Mr. Kelly. Any discussion?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
No.
Mr. Chairman, what we have here is a $14,000 judgment from a previous fiscal year. In essence, what we will be doing here is taking money which should be in the general fund and inserting it back into the sanitation fund, because the expenses incurred, I'm sorry, into the animal control. The expenses incurred through this court case, the housing of the animals was appropriated, and it came out of their existing budget. This in essence would be going back into their budget. This is not money that should have stayed in their budget because the expenses have already been paid out of their budget.
It was just a reimbursement
Correct.
for the expenses they've done. Anybody else have any questions? Mr. Bell?
It's saying a vehicle, what kind of vehicle are we gonna buy for $14,000?
Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Obviously, you can't buy anything with that. We've got around 24,000, somewhere in that range of donations that have accumulated, and we were gonna put that with that, and hopefully find a new or nearly new vehicle. The last one we bought was several years old, and we got it, and it was a good vehicle at the time, but it was all the money that we had, and we bought what we could get, and it is more or less down. So that's the purpose of it.
The additional money that, would have went with this has been tabled by financial management and budget finance until they get more information on, are we fixing to sell a truck, or that was some of the questions that were brought up by budget finance, financial management. Are we adding another truck, or what are we doing? Anybody have any more questions? Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, this particular, motion failed budget and finance as well. We tabled the first one, but this one failed.
That's what I was gonna say, Mr. Chairman. I know budget finance management, this one failed right here because we felt like the $14,000 was on the judgment. We felt like Scott said, we put that money into their budget. I think they housed some animals or something during some kind of a case, if I'm not mistaken. So the county taxpayers done paid that, and it was just a reimbursement. So we felt like that this should come back to the general fund instead of being put back into animal shelter.
Mr. Chairman, just for clarity, I just want to ask Mr. Welcher. I'm sitting here thinking, you're talking about a vehicle. I believe we helped purchase one within 4 years of a van, a Ford van. Am I not thinking right? About 4 years old, and it's already given trouble?
Well, the van is still doing good. We're not talking about the van, we're talking about the truck. We still haven't got a truck to pull that box that we've had sitting out there for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years maybe. That is what we're trying to do. The van mileage is getting up as we'd expect, and so at some point, we'll have to address that.
What kind of truck are we needing? And the reason I ask, it seems like, help me, in our safety meeting, don't we have a truck that's older, but it's got only like 20,000 miles on it or something that we're gonna have come in? Am I mistaken on that?
Well, not a little bit, you're a little mistaken.
You'll take it.
Our rescue truck, we're not ready to hardly part with that yet, but that's talking about.
Well, they're talking about a van. Most vans are rated just like a truck. You know, put a tow package on, you gotta pull a truck. It's a box, I think.
Yeah, it's a box, it's an aluminum box.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's on a truck.
And if I may, I know I've spoken with them once, if it's okay, I'd like to say, you know, we're looking for a four-wheel drive, something that, because they have to go in some areas that a lot of us probably don't know about, at certain times to get animals, because they're not always in somebody's house or in a nice neighborhood. So we're wanting to get them something, we would love to get them something new, but we're willing to accept, you know, what we can get as far as a newer vehicle that has low miles on it and they can use for many years. And there's, you know, in case they have to pick up someone as a transport animal as well. So that's the reason that we're wanting to use the donations as part of it that the citizens have put forward for this reason.
I don't know what the problem is here. Like y'all don't want the animal shelter having that. I mean, everybody's always against it. I wish y'all go down there and just stay 1 hour sometime this year, and you'd understand why. It's always, we always get cut short. Wait a minute, I ain't done nothing. I mean, y'all boys need to step up to the plate sometime, please. That's all.
I have one question. You're talking about using donations.
Do we know what these people that's donated that money, did they donate it for a new truck, or did they donate it for food, spayed and neutered, or do we not know?
The majority of our donations are strictly to the shelter for their discretion. If they donate food or items like that, or they specifically donate for items, then we have to use it for those items.
Well, I just want to make sure we ain't using donations that was earmarked for something else.
Right, right.
That was.
Mr. Brown.
I just wanted to say that I feel like having a truck that serves the needs of the animal shelter is a maintenance responsibility. Whether we have one dog or 10,000 dogs, we should give our animal shelter a truck that works and serves their needs. And I don't think it should come from the donations. The donations have I just really don't believe that, even though they said it's to your discretion, that they want you to use it for something else. We're trying to build a new shelter, and we've got a lot of support in our community now. Let's give these people a truck that they can use, because that's, when a truck wears out, you replace it. It's just general maintenance of a department. They shouldn't have to go out and use their donations to buy a truck, is how I feel. So, that's all I have to say.
Mr. Chairman, I tried to stay silent on this, but the thing that we're voting on here is whether or not to use this $14,000 from that. It was basically a lawsuit, and somebody had to pay it back, and the animal shelter took care of those dogs. The taxpayers of Warren County are the ones that pay to take care of those dogs. This should be a reimbursement back into the county fund. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, as an avid animal lover and somebody who donates regularly to all animal efforts in Warren County and even out of Warren County, I agree with Ms. Brown. I think they do need the truck, and that should be a part of general maintenance. And as someone who donated, I would not like it if my donation went to a truck. I would expect the county to do the general maintenance for the truck. And then my donations go for food, bedding, anything else they may need. But I don't think I've ever donated with the expectation that it would go for a vehicle.
I don't really think nobody says that they don't need a truck or that we don't want them to have a truck. I don't have that feeling. But I do feel like this $14,000 should come back to the general fund, kind of like what I said earlier, and ditto to Tommy, the same thing he said. But I also know that Miss Bradley, I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this, has recently posted on Facebook that begging people for kennels and stuff like that help to get that stuff. So to me, those kennels and stuff would be more of an asset and a need than a truck. We have a truck and we have a van that is working. So in my opinion, is a truck more valuable than a kennel? Because I'm pretty sure just a few weeks ago she was posting, I need kennels. Somebody donate kennels or asking for those kind of things. I don't think it's anything about nobody against the animal shelter. We're just trying to look at the whole broader picture of everything. I mean, that's just, I don't have a problem with them getting a truck, but I feel like this $14,000 should come back to the general fund. I do. And I don't disagree either that we should, as a county, supply them with a vehicle. I would agree with that. I can't disagree with that. But we need to figure out what's more important. One week you're asking for kennels, the next week you're asking for a truck. You're asking. What do you need? What do you really need? What is the most important? That's my big question.
That's exactly what we need. We need a dog to take care of spayed or neutered. That's what we need.
I would like to ask, where was that judgment? When did the judgment come across? Was it in this year or last year? Does anybody know?
The receipt of the judgment, we received the funds from the judgment in December. It was this year. But the case originated and the fees associated with the case were prior year.
So we were housing them also in this year, this budget year.
I don't know whether or not those dogs. I don't believe those dogs are still in custody.
In this budget year.
In this budget year. I don't believe they were in custody.
When I got elected, went down there in October, they've been there a year.
So that was this budget.
Last October.
Oh, okay.
Last October, they've been there a year. Any more questions? All right, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
No.
Carl Bolden,
No.
Carly Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
No.
Randy England,
No.
Steve Glenn,
Yes.
Stephen Hilton,
No.
Brad Hillis,
No.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
I ain't never done this, but I'm not even gonna vote. I'm so confused of what's even getting said. I'm sorry.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes. No, wasn't. No, yeah,
All gone.
I meant no.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
No, but come budget time, we're gonna find money for a truck.
Scott Ruble,
No.
Tommy Savage,
No.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
No.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
It's 11-11 and one pass, so it has to be a no, so 11 yes and 12 no.
So we actually consider county voted no, right?
Yes. Passes.
We also, Kenny's vote still, you would need 13.
Right.
You would need 13 to pass.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless regardless if I break the tire,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, you gotta have 13. Motion failed. All right, we'll move on to item number 7.
Thank you, Mr. Nick. This is, there was a amendment, a memo sent out by the Administrative Office of the Courts on February 6th to retroactively give an additional 1% raise to the General Sessions Judge and to amend the previously published, cost of living raise for the FY25 year. This is the effect that is generated by that, that memo that has gone out. So we have, it is a state required match. They set that raise each year. This is the 1% additional salary plus the pension and benefits associated with it.
Motion approved.
Motion is approved. The second, Mr. Dodson, any question about this? What it amounts to is a raise that our General Sessions Judge got, it's backdated with the legislature. Any questions? None, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Carly Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Hunter,
Yes.
Brad Hillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Any more change or no? 23 yes.
Item number 7 passes 23-0. Move on to item number 8, Mr. Cox.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is to appropriate additional funds to facilitate the remount that was originally budgeted. Those funds were used to purchase an additional chassis when we found one earlier in the year, and to have the 2 chassis shipped here. So this is to put enough money back in the budget to pay for the remount of one of the 2 chassis we purchased.
Move to approve.
Got a motion from Mr. Lee, second from Mr. Helton. Any discussion? Everybody understand what we're doing? All right. There's no questions. I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Carly Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Helton,
Yes.
Brad Gillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote?
Item number 8 passes 23-0. Item number 9, Mr. Cotton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an amendment to correct, amendment GP4. My fingers got a little carried away with me. There's 3-2, there should have been 72230, not 72220.
Motion approved.
Clarify. Mr. Rubley make motion, Mr. Davis second. Any discussion? Being none, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Harleen Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Helton,
Yes.
Brad Gillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 9 passes 23-0. Item number 10, Mr. Cotton.
This is amendment 5 for GP schools. This is to establish grant, funding lines. This is, the early beginning stages of 2-year project. And it's all state funded.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion, Mr. Bell. Second by Mr. Stout. Any questions? Being no questions, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Harleen Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Helton,
Yes.
Brad Gillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Alright, item number 10 passes 23-0. We'll move on to item number 11, Mr. Cotton.
This is to establish a line item in order to loan federal programs, an additional $500,000 in order to maintain proper cash flows, due to the, large projects being run through the ESSER program.
It'll be totally reversed.
Yes, once the ESSER programs are closed and done, this funding will come back from federal programs back into GP.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion, Mr. Bell, second by Mr. Hillis. Any discussion? Being no discussion, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Harleen Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Steve Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Helton,
Yes.
Brad Gillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie Ross,
Yes.
Scott Ruble,
Yes.
Tommy Savage,
Yes.
Donna Smith,
Yes.
Philip Stout,
Yes.
Cole Taylor,
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 11 passes 23-0. Item number 12, Mr. Cotton.
GP7 to appropriate, donations received for the Family Resource Center, for GP schools.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion, Mr. Bell.
Second.
Second by Mr. Dodson. Any questions? Being no questions, I'll ask clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell,
Yes.
Carl Bolden,
Yes.
Harleen Brown,
Yes.
Charles Dodson,
Yes.
Randy England,
Yes.
Stephen Quinn,
Yes.
Stephen Helton,
Yes.
Brad Gillis,
Yes.
James Hines,
Yes.
Scott Kelly,
Yes.
Ron Lee,
Yes.
Gary Martin,
Yes.
Cam Montgomery,
Yes.
Casey Owens,
Yes.
Gary Prater,
Yes.
Chris Rippey,
Yes.
Christie
Yes.
Scott Ruble.
Yes.
Tommy Savage.
Yes.
Donna Smith.
Yes.
Philip Stout.
Yes.
Cole Taylor.
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone want to change your vote?
Item number 12 passes 23-0. Item number 13, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, this is an amendment to partially fund a large door lock project for GP schools. It is being funded from, I believe, 3 or 4 different sources. One of which is embedded in the TISA funds, which is a Safe Schools grant. There was some over budgeting from previous Safe Schools programs. And then they had some money already in the budget that they were gonna allocate for this.
Motion to approve.
We'll have a motion from Mr. Bolden and a second from Mr. Kelly. Anybody have any questions on this amendment? Hearing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell.
Yes.
Earl Bolden.
Yes.
Carleen Brown.
Yes.
Charles Dodson.
Yes.
Randy England.
Yes.
Steve Glenn.
Yes.
Stephen Helton.
Yes.
Brad Hillis.
Yes.
James Hines.
Yes.
Scott Kelly.
Yes.
Ron Lee.
Yes.
Gary Martin.
Yes.
Cam Montgomery.
Yes.
Casey Owens.
Yes.
Gary Prater.
Yes.
Chris Ricky.
Yes.
Christie Ross.
Yes.
Scott Ruble.
Yes.
Tommy Savage.
Yes.
Donna Smith.
Yes.
Philip Stout.
Yes.
Cole Taylor.
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone want to change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 13 passes 23-0. Item number 14, Mr. Helton, I'll let you have
This is to allocate $160,000 for the upgrades for the control tower within the jail. Basically, though some of those modifications was done under previous administration, and this basically finishes the project, and so I so move.
Second. Second from Ms. Casey Owens. Does anybody have any questions? If there's no questions, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Michael Bell.
Yes.
Carl Bolden.
Yes.
Carleen Brown.
Yes.
Charles Dodson.
Yes.
Randy England.
Yes.
Steve Glenn.
Yes.
Stephen Helton.
Yes.
Brad Hillis.
Yes.
James Hines.
Yes.
Scott Kelly.
Yes.
Ron Lee.
Yes.
Gary Martin.
Yes.
Cam Montgomery.
Yes.
Casey Owens.
Yes.
Gary Prater.
Yes.
Chris Ricky.
Yes.
Christie Ross.
Yes.
Scott Ruble.
Yes.
Tommy Savage.
Yes.
Donna Smith.
Yes.
Philip Stout.
Yes.
Cole Taylor.
Yes.
Lane Wilcher.
Yes.
Anyone change their vote? 23 yes.
Item number 14 passes 23-0. Item number 15, we'll move on, is the Aramedic care contract with the schools. And all that is doing is offering their employees to be able to enter into a 3-year guaranteed contract price.
Yeah.
There's actually no,
And the only reason it's being brought to this committee is because it's giving the AirMed a 3-year, we're giving them a 3-year commitment to allow them to come in and offer a 3-year running instead of doing it on an annual basis.
but there's no county money involved in this at all.
Correct.
Motion approved.
We got a motion, Mr. Dodson, second from Mr. Stout. Any questions on this contract? Being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, passes unanimous. Number 16 is the same thing, it's just a different contract. It's Aramedic Care Fly Your Home contract, that allowing the employees to take advantage of a 3-year price. Got a motion, Mr. Dodson, do I hear a second?
Thank you.
Got a second, Mr. England, any questions? If there's no questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Unanimously. Item number 17, Mr. Cochran.
Sure. This is, we did this, last year. This is adding Omnia, which is another cooperative purchasing group, to the county's list of acceptable, purchasing groups, within the financial management system.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion, Mr.
Second.
Bell, second by Mr. Rubin. Any questions about this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 18, Mr. Ron Lee.
Yes, this is just some bookkeeping. The state of Tennessee asked us to update our solid waste 10-year plan.
We did that in our safety committee meeting, voted 5-0, and I move that we pass it on floor here so we can have it in our meetings.
We've got a motion by Mr. Lee and a second by Mr. Engel. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, passes unanimously. We'll move on to item number 19. Mr. Gary Prater.
Mr. Chairman, what this is the city of Woodbury is wanting to bypass the railroad, and they're just wanting our support. And that's basically all we're doing is maybe supporting them where they can send it in that Warren County is supporting the bypass through Woodbury, around Woodbury. So moved.
Got a motion, got a second, Mr. Gillis, any discussion? Yes.
Is that gonna be a 4-lane?
I can't answer that.
Yeah, that's what they're, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to connect, if you notice the 4-lane ends.
That's what bypassing is.
County line, and then it picks up down here past Woodbury. We're looking to try to connect that forward. All right, we got a motion, to second, any more questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, passes unanimously. All right, we'll move on to item number 20. We have the National Guard Armory property back now, and we're just asking that this court give the ability to the sheriff to use that property. It's not something that's just been come up with. When they was jail oversight, I think Mr. Carl Bolden will tell you that they always talked about if they could get the armory property back, that we would utilize it by the sheriff's department. And I'm just asking for a vote. You, Ms. Dawson, take votes, and Ms. Dodson seconded. Any question? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, passes unanimously. We'll move on to, item number 21. Mr. Savage, you want to speak to that?
Yes, this is the city of Iowa, as, they're offering to let the codes department of Warren County treat the city of Iowa, since it is a small municipal government, that they will be treated just like the rest of the county, with the exception of Morrison, which has their own codes director. And this passed policy and personnel 5-0, and I so move.
Second.
Got a motion, Mr. Savage, and a second by Mr. Prater. Any questions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, passes unanimously. Number 22, if you want to address that, it's the same thing, just a different.
Yes, this is the same thing. It's the city of Centertown, and the policy and personnel passed this also at a 5-0, and I so move.
Second.
Got a second by Mr. Prater, a motion by Mr. Savage, second by Mr. Prater. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, passes unanimously. Now we'll go on to Mr. Bowman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The IDB has a vacancy. It is for a short, it's not a full term, but it passed, it went through the IDB board and the Economic Agriculture Board, a nomination of Dr. Melody Edmonds. She is the president of TCAT, and I make that in the form of a motion.
Got a motion, a second by Mr. Gillis. Any discussion? She's taking the place of Ms. Huckabee, who stepped down.
Yes, sir.
So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, passes unanimously. Mr. Bowling, another one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Ag Extension Committee has a vacancy. It's a 3-year term. The nomination of Mr. Glenn Yoder, and it has passed Economic Agriculture Committee, and it also went through the Ag Extension Committee and passed unanimously. And I make that in form of a motion.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Holden and a second by Mr. Rubley. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, passes unanimously. We're down to item number 25. Ms. Lisa Scott.
This is Stephanie M. Barber, Darrell C. Collins, Tara Coughlin, Claudia Freeborn, Bailey Kelsey, Dan M. Kozak, Teresa Ann Wilson, Elisa Keller, Stacy R. Slider, Shirley L. Wanamaker, Emily Ward, Ann Terry, Lynn L. Jones, Kathy Fan, Shirley J. Jones, Sonia Ramirez, Philip W. Carter, Jean M. Brock, M. Shane Brock, Richard Boyd, Kelvin R. Douglas, and Rosemary Arnold McDonald.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Mr. Bell, second by Mr. Staff. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the vote is passed unanimously. We'll move on to announcements. Mr. Greenwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everybody should have in their packet the Habitat for Humanity Elected Officials Day, and you can volunteer anytime. The schedule's there, not just on May the 4th, but if you want to join us on May the 4th at the 201 Center Street location. Lunch is provided by Traders Barbecue, which we appreciate. We'd like to have you.
Howard, you got an announcement?
State Trooper Wade Myers and Adina Myers of Viola, they have a 16-year-old daughter, and she's got cancer. She's battling that cancer. We're going to be putting on a benefit for her at the detention on April the 16th or 13th at 6 o'clock. You'll be getting more information through your emails if you're interested in helping out with that. But I just want to make everybody aware.
Do you have an update on when the new armory will be officially ribbon cutting and
Don't
opening?
have an official date, but it'll be sometime in April. They will have a grand opening and we'll have everybody invited. And we were there the other day, which was really nice. So, I do want to remind you one thing. I know there's a lot of talk going around the community about chicken houses. You need to read this because this legislative body's hands are tied. If anything's done, it will have to be done at the state level to remove some of these statutes. We want the public to know we care, but we just can't. There's no law giving us any authority to do it.
Mr. Chairman, in addition to that, Heath Noakes has another, paper that he gave us at the last economic and agriculture meeting. You can contact Heath, he can email it, or you stop and pick it
I'll
up.
get Jason to send that out to everybody.
Yeah, there's another thing that it even goes into further detail.
I think it's got to become a general rule.
It does, it does, and agriculture has zero regulations.
Mr. Chairman, there's no resolutions that this body can make to.
No, absolutely none. If you have zoning, some people are hollering zoning. You cannot do it in zoning because anywhere that's zoned agriculture, they can come in and have to talk to them. And I know they're concerned about the water supply on Shelford Road, but we checked with TDEC, we checked with everybody, Shelford Road, sorry. And there's nothing we can do. We're gonna make it right. That's just the way it is. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we adjourn, but.
I second that motion.
And Mr. Dawson, second, all in favor, say aye.
Hey, let me know when they get through with their